Righto, not sure how this is going to go, but this is a viewer's request, a subscriber's request, and so we're going to have a go at describing this. So what you'll see is the headgear here. It has double reins. Double reins are so that, God forbid, you're in combat and the set of reins breaks, you've always got a spare set of reins. That's what double reins are primarily for. What you'll notice is I've only got one set of reins in my hand. That's because when you get off the horse or when you're working with the horse on the ground, the bottom set of reins are left on the horse and the top set of reins come over the horse. So you've got double reins in your hand, you want to get off, you put the bottom rein over the top rein, and then when you bring the top rein over the horse's head, it's not tangled up. So that's the twin reins. Then what you'll see on the bit is that there is another gap down here in the bit. That is because you can move this set of reins down lower and it gives you more leverage on the bit. So I guess if I'm careful with my words sometimes because of animal cruelty or what's deemed animal cruelty these days, but it gives more leverage in the mouth, and you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about as far as animal cruelty perceived by some people. So also you'll notice here this curb, this chain. So all of this stuff that you see here has to be as per the military. So this gap is supposed to be 1 inch between this buckle and here. How all of this is set up is very strict about where it goes, what distances of putting 2 fingers through the gap. So again, this is because somebody asked about the headgear. So there you've got all the headgear on. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take the headgear off the lad. So firstly we'll undo the chain. So there you can see the curb chain's undone. Now if you notice, up here, this clip up here, there's one on each side. When I undo that, and it's quite tight, it's thick leather, but when I undo that, there, then I put it underneath this piece. I'll turn around, hang on mate, I know. And I do the same thing, I'm undoing the clip, and then I'm putting that piece of leather over the top of it. And the reason we've done that is because now, sorry about that, but now you can see that's not clipped down anymore, so it can come off. Now what you do is your hand on the top of the head, because you do not want that horse to throw its head around. Why? Because you don't want it to hurt itself, you don't want it to hurt its mouth. So you keep your hand on the head, keep the head down as you drop the bit out of the mouth. Now you'll see what I mean about the bit. You'll see that bit has got a curve in it, and if you have that down there, that creates more leverage, and that bent bit comes up into the roof of the mouth of the horse. So where we're at the moment is now we have got the double reins off, we have got the horse now standing with that remaining part of the headgear on him, and what you can do is then you can take, so you see this rope here, we're going to make another video after this one to explain this properly. This is supposed to be 6 to 8 inches from there to the knot, and then the handbook does not stress this enough. This is supposed to be tight around the neck so that when the horse drops his head, never worked with animals and children, the rope doesn't slide down its neck. Now, it's very PC, not very PC to say this, but you see people out there reenacting the light horse, and this rope is hanging down here. Oh dear, it's a disaster waiting to happen. So this is supposed to be tight enough that it doesn't slip down. There's a video doing the rounds out there of a light horse reenactor, and he tells people, if you don't want this neck rope to slide down your horse's neck when it use a plastic white wire tie. It's a plastic wire tie. the neck rope back up here on the saddle. Why not just do it properly? So anyway, we're going to take this off. As I say, we're going to make a video in a little while next, which will be about how to do that knot properly and set it up properly. And there's the remainder of the headgear, in that you can lead the horse, you can undo this, and you can tie the horse up. And we're going to 7 rings in the knot, and you'll see most people haven't got 7 rings. That's because their lead rope's not long enough. Anyway, so that is for that very kind subscriber who asked me to describe the headgear. And there you are, you got your headgear off now, mate, so you can have a bit of a break. Alrighty. Till next time. Cheers.